I was looking for videos to do last night. I'm like, I could talk about that. I could talk about that. I'm like, I ultimately said, don't think I'm gonna do a video today, meaning for Thursday. But my woo-woo friend thinks she's on a little bit of a business trip, so I'm not bugging her for any information. She's on her trip, whatever. Let her be, let her do her thing. But I was doing an interview with the new kids in the blockchain, and my phone's dinging, ding, 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 ding. That is my sign for it's woo-woo friend. Probably because nobody rapid texts me like that, and I know when I hear rapid text, it's her. Because she's got copies and pastes these little things, I think, somehow just like boop, boop, boop. So I'll get, 10 or 15 dings in like 20 seconds. So I was like, oh, cool, my woo-woo friends got some info. So let's look at some pricing here. Right over channel. So we've got Bitcoin 9,400, the low 93.21, high of 9,700. Ethereum at $166, low 163, high 173. Litecoin, low of 62.05, high of 66. And then of course some other altcoins down here. Ripple, 25-cent Ripple. This thing was 51 cents not all that long ago. However, Litecoin was 140 something, 45 or so. Take half of that away, you're down to 70. Same story. In other words, some things may look a little scarier than others, but in all fairness, they're kind of all the same price. I'll tell you one that's really interesting to me though. Theta. How could Theta, we bought it at 12.5 cents roughly. 11.2, 12.5, 13.2, somewhere around there. 11.9 actually, I think, was for me. And it still kind of stays around its own price. Like, while everything else, again, high for Litecoin, 300 something, 400 bucks. Bitcoin, 20,000. And yeah, Theta has been as high as like 29 cents. That is my bury this thing away, Theta. I'm never touching it for like a long time. And then one day I'll be pleasantly surprised because people will probably be emailing me out of control. Joe, did you see the price of Theta today? Oh my God, it's finally over 40 cents. What did that one lady say? Oh yeah, Sharon Michelle, when it hit 40 cents, you better be in it or it's too late. Like you're going to miss it. Like it's going to go up pretty rapidly. Yeah. Anyways. Camera wipage right there. So, it's just interesting that $62 Litecoin is here. My woo-woo friend, who has this sequence of events kind of a thing, this chart, and she has time frames on there. I think this will happen by June to July. Didn't happen by June or July. This Ripple thing we were waiting for didn't happen. But I know the woo-woo. Don't pay attention to the timing. Just listen to what they say. Maybe a precursor, look for this first, then this might happen. Look at it that way rather than the timing. I've seen it too many times. So, and that doesn't just go for crypto stuff. That's them reading people, even doing readings on people. Psychic readings or whatever. My mom, believe me, I've lived with her. My mom, I know how it is. And I know Michelle White Dove, Sharon Michelle, my woo-woo friend, Desiree, like, come on. So, she got it ringing in her ears. That's her sign of, hey, woo, got a download for you. She gets out her pendulum and does a thing with it. Answers. She has a little process she follows to figure what it wants to tell her. That's her way of doing it. My other woo friends, they typically just, get the download. She was saying, I think we're going down to about 8,500. That was the first. This was like going back maybe a couple months ago, maybe even a little longer than that. And then, I think we're going lower. We're going down like in the sevens, low sevens, thousands. And I came out here and did some few videos, you might recall. Hey, yeah, you talked about that. But I didn't give specific numbers. Now I can go ahead and give a few specific numbers. 7,200 actually, I think, was her low that she thought was coming. Now she's gone on this vacation / business trip or whatever it was. And it's like, on the way back, my ear yesterday were freaking ringing. So I just did a Patreon update with her text to me. I just copied the image and just, here, guys, here's an update from her. And she goes, oh, we're going lower. Now she doubled down on the first prediction of, well, we're going to 85 or maybe 7,200 or so. And I said, guys, I know she's called for this. We've actually rallied. We got back to 11K, I think, at one point in Bitcoin. Then it came back down again. So it's hard to hear that and then see something rally. Like, we're going lower than where we are, pretty lower, but good amount lower, and we're actually rallying pretty decently while this is happening. You know, it's hard to understand this and accept this. But not only did she say, yes, I'm doing it, she got another download or so, you know, later, you know, like spiritual download, that, oh, we're going lower than the 7,200. But she also got, and I mentioned this before, so this is a little bit earlier, when the Bitcoin dominance, which by chance I'll show you real quick, right here, Bitcoin dominance, we are at 71.61%. She was telling us, see this line, 59%, this is December of 2018. I start talking with her here. She starts giving me some info about what she thinks the market's going to do right around this level. Hey, I'm getting all these downloads spiritually and blah, blah, blah. Even here, back in May, which is a while ago, never got 70. We're at 62 point, we'll call it 63, maybe touch 63 there. One little spike, boom. Then we're down here. It's somewhere down in this area when she first initially told me. Was it July? Was it June? I don't remember at this moment, but it was somewhere around here. Bitcoin dominance is going to get to 70%. I got a download last night. It's going to get to 70%. And I'm hearing when it does, she goes, I may have a way to turn $1,000 into maybe 100,000 if this plays out like I just got this download. So she goes, I would just say put $1,000, let's just say for example, into Bitcoin when when you see that 70% Bitcoin price. And as you can see here, this right here is when she initially said, all right, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I heard 70, although her words to me were 70 to 71%, somewhere in that range, I think. It was either 70 to 72 or 70 to 71. I think it was 70 to 71. I'm going off my brain here, just my memory, just bear with me. But she goes 70 to 71. Joe, it hit 69 point such and such last night. I went ahead and just bought that trade, you know, the Bitcoin for this specific trade. And she goes, what I got was that it would turn into $1,700 at some point, and then we would need to do this specific trade into ETH at a specific time based on that price, and then out of ETH and into Ripple at another specific time at a certain price that Ripple would be doing after ETH got to its price. So this was this like side trade plan. And it's funny that it only got to 69 point something and didn't actually hit 70, but it was so freaking close. We all thought, what, does it really matter? Does it? Does it really matter? I don't think so. But then it came back down, 68, 67, 66, okay, back up a little bit, 68, 69. And from here, this is July the 15th, people. July the 15th it peaked. So ever since here, we're kind of like, what about this trade into ETH? And then, you know, 70%, we hit 70. Is it going to happen soon? Is it, you know, next month? Is it next week? When's it going on? Don't know. We don't know. But then we came down. And then a funny thing happened. We actually hit the 70%. Not close. We actually hit it. Now we're in August, first week of August. 71%, August the 8th. It peaks at 72. Back down, 70%. Back up to 71. Remember her words to me was, I believe, 70 to 71%. That's what she kept getting, 70 to 71. So look at how many times this has actually gone from 70 to 71. This is very interesting to me. 70, 71, 70, 71, 70, 71 right here, 71 again, back down 70.88, whatever, back to 71 where we are right now. This is just interesting to me when I'm a woo-woo kind of guy. She's calling for 70% Bitcoin dominance when there was no reason to think it was happening. I thought it was odd, but hey, my Patrons, they want to know this stuff. I want to know it. I'm going to share it with them. Whether something comes of this or not, I don't know. We'll find out. And now we are bouncing around 70 to 71, the two numbers she got. Again, just interesting, to say the least. But she's saying Right now, with the update she gave me, we're going down, she thinks. And remember, she doubled down after initially giving us the, I think we're going to 8,500, maybe 7,200, was the new number. She actually doubled down and said, Joe, I'm going to actually buy more right now. I already did buy it when it hit that 69.1%, but I'm actually going to buy more again because I think we're going down. So I've got money on the side, is what I should say, to buy some more when it goes down, is what I meant. She did this initial thing, 70%, and I think Bitcoin was around 10K at the time when she did that. Because she thought, oh, there's a 70%, got it. It was close, but it wasn't actually 70%. It was so close, she said, who cares? And again, I posted it, like, hey guys, here's what happened. It was after that she said, I've now got money sitting on the side because I think we're definitely going down. Like a lot more than I initially thought too. Like the 85 into 72, I think we're going further than that, down. And she mentioned something else in this text about, well, if we hit 9,200 Bitcoin, then, and it breaches that, it's fixing to happen, or not, then maybe we'll just extend a little longer first, whatever. And the new number she gave, might scare some people on how low it goes. Might scare some people. But it's after that when the good happens. Altcoins will be rallying, my friends, big. So will Bitcoin, according to her. And I have no reason, by the way, woo-woo or not, to not believe her. I myself think this is going to happen. The altcoins are, no, it's going to Bitcoin. No. They're going to move money back and forth between the alts and the main coin. And that, technically Litecoin and all that stuff's an alt, but I always kind of feel like what Bitcoin's doing, Litecoin's doing. Not necessarily the alts, but sometimes the alts are dumping and so is Bitcoin too. So, I mean, theoretically, Bitcoin or Litecoin, Ethereum, they're alts, you can say. So we will see what happens. Again, if this... She doubled down in the face of the market rally. She goes, no, I've got money sitting on the side that I just took some more out and out of some crypto to sit in the stable coin or whatever to wait. So I'm like, hey patrons, I know this may sound a little odd, but she's doubling down. I posted that probably 3 weeks ago, I think. And now she's back and saying, hey, my ears were ringing out of control on the flight back, so I knew, okay, I got to download. Spirit's gonna tell me something, and she gave me the update. And again, the free information here is not, because Patreon's pay 7,200 might not be low enough. Possibly so. Remains to be seen. I'm positioned, honestly, either way, and it's nice to do this. So here's a free tip, if you will. If you're playing these markets, sure, you could just put all your money in, I'm done, and just sit back and watch it. And then, I got a little extra money, but no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait, see what happens to my portfolio. But if you want to play these markets to earn more crypto so that when they do go to those high levels, wow, I've got even more than I would have with my regular bag because I actually bought the dip, so to speak. If you always have some cash, and here's the tip, and this is like cash of, I've got a little stockpile of cash here, just pretend, that even on a bloody red market day, oh man, that shit's down, oh crap, I had to buy some more. Even on those days, you don't even buy. This is like the rainy, stormy day of, oh my God, I didn't know we were going back that low, even if it was temporarily. I didn't know we were going that far down. Holy crap, I wish I had some extra money now. Because I already spent it on the last dip that I thought was pretty good. This is the epic dip. That, man, if I would have had some of that money, I could have got 3 times the amount of, blah, 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 when it goes back up. That might be what's coming. So, I'm just getting an email from a guy who's having trouble getting his Litecoin. I just saw it coming. And I tried helping him with the seed phrase and everything. And I'm like, that address that you sent it to does not come up for the seed phrase. The seed phrase and that address don't belong together. I don't know where that address is or where you sent it to, but that's not the seed phrase address. I'm like, do you have any more addresses, seed phrases by chance? He goes, I do have. I'll check them all. I'll have 2 or 3 more. So we'll do it because I'm pretty certain this does not belong to that. And I'm not sure if he's maybe he may not didn't look good that he didn't may not have had some success. So I tried to help, but I ran the same thing. I ran the seed phrase. I did my little tool of reverse engineering a seed phrase. It doesn't belong to that Litecoin address. So anyways, back on topic for a second, and I'll end the video. You got this extra cash, you can really make it count. But if you find yourself, well, every couple months or a month or so, I do have extra cash that I kind of buy in the dips on every month. Well, you can't really go wrong with that either. Just that when the big dip comes, you still have the same amount of little extra cash to put in it as opposed to a larger amount of cash. Of course, the other side is, well, what if we don't have a big dip again and we start going up again? Like big time. I don't want to have to wait a year for the big dip. Like, I get it. So the bottom line is you should always have some money on the side to fire off across fire a shot across the bow of crypto, if you will, on a really, really low day. And she thinks a really, really low day is coming, but it will rebound quickly. We will see over 10K Bitcoin rebound pretty quickly. So I'm in the process of building this trading bot, programming it myself using a .NET, VB.NET. I was gonna do it in C#. I'm not real versed in C#, and I thought go with what I know in VB.NET. So I found a library, a dynamic link library that helps you do stuff, get stuff done. So I've connected it to Coinbase, the trading application, the Pro Coinbase trading app. I've sent some on the they have a sandbox, so put it in sandbox mode, and you create the API, give it the secret key, put all that in my programming, my software, and okay, cancel all open orders. Boom, triggered. Perfect. Put in a market order. Boom, triggered. Cool. Do a sell limit order. Boom, triggered. Sweet. So the functionality works. I can actually have this bot running all the time. So what I'm doing is I've got two interesting indicators. Now I actually have three. The third one's what I call the all-seeing indicator that the Cobra gave me. I can't use that to trigger anything because I just can't. But on TradingView, you can put indicators. You can create your own indicators if you want, or you could copy other people's scripts if they allow it, or subscribe to their private indicator thing where they give you access to it. Anyways, I've got two. One of them I found was pretty. I'm looking at, like, if I would have just followed this indicator on the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, just kind of looking at all of them, and like if this thing was a trading bot, okay, the lines crossed here, sell, reverse, buy, crossed again, sell, crossed down here, buy, all day, all night while you're sleeping, would this thing have made money, and how many bad trades would it have made? So I went back looking at the indicators, like, wow, out of like 12 trades or 11 trades, only maybe 2 or 3 were bad. And some of them were really good because it said, you're in the market, stay in, don't get out. And then when it finally triggered, whoa, there's a nice chunk of profit there. And I was like, okay. So I added up, put it on a spreadsheet, and said, wow, we could have made, like $5,000 in like a month. Assuming you played with 1 Bitcoin, I think was my test thing. Like, okay, if I had 1 Bitcoin at today's price and did this, what would we, how much money would we have made? So you have this certain amount of crypto, Bitcoin. At the end of the month, we had around like 4,500 or 5K, somewhere around there. If I followed this indicator and just let it trade by itself, as opposed to hodling and just my portfolio stays the same, right? So you could set it to the daily, whatever, and you see an even bigger picture. But with the daily, you're not trading very much. And anyways, maybe I'll just cut this video short and do a second video on this whole trading thing. It's 2 separate things, and it's just kind of interesting. You might find it interesting. I don't want to keep it in one video. So anyways, I'll stop on this video, and I'll tell you about this little trading bot thing I'm creating. It's going to be interesting.